era of Netflix and chill. Sliding into the DMs, asking a girl out as a joke. We live in the era of texting instead of talking, and maybe exchanging a few photos that were way more trouble than they were worth. We live in the era where passion is a turnoff. If you don't talk to them at all, they'll assume you don't care about them at all, but if you ask them why they didn't call you back, they'll say, "Why are you so obsessed with me?" But I bet you all burn thousands of calories a day jumping to conclusions. You want easy sex without the complexities of a first touch, a first kiss, a first love. It just doesn't seem right. But God forbid, if a girl loses her precious flower, boys go around telling story after story of the time he did this with that girl and that with this girl. And yet, boys all seem to be studs and girls all seem to be virgins, right? But at the same time, it sounds like somebody's lying. But I don't blame them, because the way society views women today, if they keep asking and begging and pleading to see a woman's body, but once somebody finally does, they pull out their label maker and they start shooting you with their words: whore, skank, slut, hoe, and my personal favorite, obsessed. And boys like girls that are all natural. But when you go out in public with no makeup on, they'll say, "Are you okay? You look sick." Because if a boy is dumb enough to believe that you have purple lips, eyelashes a mile long, rose gold eyelids, this perfect contour, and, well, just have him take you swimming on the first date. My Urban Decay setting spray will hold strong. However, my bank account will not, because it's very, very expensive. But your ignorance allows us to live on in the era where hashtag Black Lives Matter is always responded with hashtag All Lives Matter. But then you go on and you commit the murder of your so-called baby murderers. You're pro-life, and yet you seem to always want to end life. And I thought that all lives mattered, but I guess it doesn't. I'm just gonna leave that tea there though. It's none of my business. But some of you will say, "I'm Asian, so I'm expected to be smart." And you'll say that stereotypes aren't bad if they make you seem intelligent. But I don't see why my A meaning less than a white person's A will make me seem any smarter. It just makes me feel weak. And your labels don't have to define me. I can write my own labels. But I suggest you all try it. Go on and live in that small Republican New Jersey town where I was considered too dark to live in. But I don't know if any of you know this, but the lightest parts of Kylie Jenner's face, they are darker than the darkest parts of my body, my mind, or my soul. And that doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know if it does to you. But we also live in Naperville. And when I'm at school, I walk around and I see Oompa Loompas. Oh, sorry, I forgot my script right there. White Naperville girls, they go around.
Okay.
They go around tanning. Well, my mother, she bleaches her face so that she'll appear white. There are girls who go around and they fill in their eyebrows, while my friends, they go around and they have to thread and wax and pluck their eyebrows constantly. And white girls, they like to go to this thing. I don't know if any of you heard of it, but it's called Coachella. They wear these bindis on their heads and they wear like this henna. And I think it's really cool because it's from my country, but they seem to think it's from theirs. They like to smoke oregano in front of Ganesha mosaics because they like that Tumblr aesthetic they get from it. They say that white girls do it better, but what I say is cultural appropriation is when you say a joke in front of a group of friends and then someone else says it louder and then they get all the credit. And it just doesn't seem fair that someone can say that all Muslims are terrorists, and they can also say that all immigrants are lazy, but can also say they don't know what to say about the KKK. Donald Trump seems to not know enough about David Duke to disavow him, so he'll research him and come back to us later, but he'll also say that Muhammad right there on his phone. He's calling ISIS right now, making plans to kill us all. He probably has a bomb in his pocket, obviously. And then people will always come up to me and they'll ask me on Twitter or like any social media forum, they'll say, why can't the Muslims just like tell ISIS to stop? And to that, I say, hello, ISIS Habibi, please stop. To that, ISIS always answers back to me and says, okay, I'll stop killing the thousands and thousands of Muslims all over the country, all over the world, just for you, Meri Jaan, which means my love in Hindi/Urdu. And well, my point here is that you should get yourself a society that can do both. A society that smiles with their faith in humanity restored whenever someone adopts a dog from the shelter or they donate a dime to a homeless person. Get yourself a society that can do both. A society that cries with every death of every victim of police brutality, with every victim of sexual assaults, and with every instance of terrorism. Get yourself a society that can do both. A society that is two-faced, with two-faced people, with two-faced personalities like Jada's.